What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, guys, to another episode of the Blaugrana Bianconeri show, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to every single one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and let's go, guys. Listen, guys, the rest of the panel will should be here very, very soon. But we got Nino in the building, man. What's going on, man? What's going on, bro?
What up, bro? What's going on?
Hey, man, happy to see you. Happy for you to be here once again, man. Another
Yes,
show,
sir.
obviously, episode 4. You couldn't be here last week, unfortunately. Everything. I hope everything is good with you, bro.
Yeah, bro, all good. Definitely better. I was a little sick, so I took a week off of posting, and we're back, and we're gonna keep grinding.
No, absolutely, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Football XP Football, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. If the link is not in the description, I'll put it there for sure, guys. But yeah, man, listen, another episode of the Blaugrana Bianconeri show. And listen, man, obviously, we did play. You guys, played this past weekend, against Lecce, and we had a midweek game in the Champions League. I don't know if you actually had an opportunity to watch our game. We played against Dortmund. Listen, we did lose the second leg 3-1, but we did win on aggregate, and we're in the semi-finals now. Did you watch the game? And what did you think of the game if you watched it?
I caught the second half. I didn't really judge Barcelona too much because they already had 4-0 lead, so I figured that they were gonna not play at 100% intensity, which is exactly kind of what I think I saw.
Yeah.
So it was fine. I'm not worried about their progress or anything like that, but they definitely need to wake up because they can't play like that against Inter. And every Serie A fan knows that we do not want Inter to win the Champions League. You guys are our saving grace right now, bro. I'm not worried for you guys though. I think you guys are. It's gonna. You or PSG have the best team in the Champions League.
Right. I mean, listen. If I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, we played relatively well in the first leg, but for me, the worst thing was how we approached the second leg. There was no urgency. Right? I get it. You're coming there with a 4-goal lead. There's not a lot of 100% urgency to be shown, and that's fine. But for me, what really I didn't like was just how nonchalant and just how relaxed. We were too relaxed, and there's a such thing as being too relaxed. Like we weren't really even trying to even score in the game. We were just trying to just say, "Ah, cool. We just hold on to the ball and just chill. Don't over push it. Don't don't overdo it. Just play to your best and do your own thing." You understand what I'm saying? And I didn't like it because I said, "Listen, obviously our game against Inter, first leg will be in our stadium, which will be good. But from watching the Dortmund game and the way we approached that second leg, it worries me and how we're going to approach the second leg if we do have a healthy lead against Inter in the first leg." You understand what I'm saying? That is what worries me about the second leg. Because, listen, Dortmund are not a great team. They are not a great team. I know in Europe, they tend to, pull some punches here and there, but truth be told, they're not, they're not a team that is known for really pushing and pulling any punches. You understand what I'm saying? They're not really known for those things. They're really known for just being a team that, when you really suspect it, that's when they perform well. And I think that's what they did against us. They were not great, but they realized that we weren't there to attack them. So they just said, cool, we'll just try to, overwork them, and just see what we can do. And you could see it when they got the second goal. There was hope, like there was a mini hope, and it was when they got the own goal against them is where the hope really died. But we then gave them hope when Guirassy scored his hat trick. I was like, it was just ridiculous. The performance was pathetic from the team, and we needed to work on that. But listen, obviously Inter, they played on Wednesday. I did have an opportunity to scout my rivals in that game, and look. I'm going to ask you first, man. Like, obviously, they came in the second leg in Giuseppe Meazza with a lead, right? What did you think about their performance against Bayern Munich in the second leg?
Honestly, Inter looked sloppy.
Mm.
Put it basic. Bayern, then again, in my honest opinion, Bayern would go through if they had Davies, Musiala, and Upamecano on their team. I think
Mhm.
Bayern go through in that matchup, but I think Inter was not lucky to go through because they played a very, concise game and things like that. But I think that Inter needs to do better, especially if they're going to come up against Barcelona, and if they're going to come up against a team like on the if they do beat Barcelona like PSG, what we saw them
Mm.
do against Bayern, it's not going to work.
Mm.
Barcelona are having a rough day, which I hope it doesn't happen.
It's not. Yeah, we're not trying to see that. I definitely.
uh, but yeah, I mean, other than that, that's what you expect from Inter. They're not really there to dominate the game. They're there to do a left right when you're not expecting it and take the win.
I mean, that's what they did. Let's be real. That's
Yeah,
literally what they did. The
yeah,
first leg, they were
yeah,
getting battered pillar to post. They
yeah,
were getting absolutely dominated, but they just had great finishing in the end,
yeah,
right? You had Lautaro Martinez score an insane goal in the first leg, and they had to just defend and defend and
yeah.
defend and defend.
Their
And eventually,
defense is
they
crazy.
conceded. Exactly. They ended up conceding, right, to Muller. And then Fratesi out of nowhere just got the winner. It was out of nowhere
Yeah,
winner for them, right? And even in the game against Bayern Munich, I remember talking to some of my bandmates, right? And I was telling them, truth be told, man, I don't think you guys are going to lose in the second leg. I think that you
yeah,
guys are going to go there and either win, maybe like a 2-1 and take it to penalties, or maybe potentially a draw. And surprise, surprise, but I told my guys, I was like, listen, what I know for sure is that you will score the first goal. Because they're going to come in and they're just going to be nonchalant, and then you're going to get the first goal and they're going to wake up then.
yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what happened. Harry Kane got the goal, and I'm sure you guys were celebrating that goal. I can imagine the
I was
celebration was
hyped.
crazy.
I was hyped.
I can imagine. I can absolutely imagine. But Harry Kane getting that goal, right? I was like, so no surprises. And this is the problem with Bayern. Bayern shot themselves in the foot. Defensively, they were absolutely awful, right? The way they were just so the lack of concentration defensively from guys like Kimmich, guys like Kim Min-jae, right, was absolutely ridiculous. And that's how Bayern basically Inter Milan capitalized. And listen,
Yeah.
the thing with Barca is, and what worries me is that we are capable of making those mistakes defensively. You understand what I'm saying? Like, look at the game against look at the goal that Gurazzi scored for his hat trick. Araujo literally passed him the ball. I know I'm not blaming Araujo for the mistake. I think he was kind of cleared it. Poor clearance went straight to him. But it's things like that we can't do against Inter, right?
Yeah.
You can't make mistakes like that in there against them because they will make you pay for it. They will make you suffer for that. And that is what worries me about this tie, right? But we're gonna get into that. But as far as us playing them now in the semi-finals of the Champions League, right? What are you saying? Are you worried, or do you think that we can get the job done against them?
Honestly, I don't think that Inter's defense has seen an attack like Barcelona's anywhere yet. I think it's going to be something completely new to them. Rafinha, Yamal, and Lewandowski. I don't think any of the defenders have seen anything like that. So I think it's going to come down to how well Barcelona can attack and how well Inter can defend.
Right.
Everything else is not really, wouldn't surprise me. Like everything else is, Barcelona's defense is worse than Inter's defense, but Inter has good strikers, but like I said before, they don't play. They play a sit back. They play like a Mike Tyson kind of football. They sit back and wait, and then they go.
They try to hit you on the counter and just kind of give you a sucker. And that's the thing, because I remember when they played you guys in the league, right? And I do want to watch along with that, right? And the way they approached the game was they were just sitting back and just soaking up pressure, but they didn't really attack.
No.
And that was surprising. I remember when I was watching that game, I was like, yo, you guys were just having your way against them. And you guys deserve the win, that 1-0 win that you guys had against them. But Truth be told, man, I am worried because I do believe that they will be our toughest test in the Champions League so far, without
Yes,
shadow of a doubt.
I
I do
agree.
believe that.
I agree. I think you guys have
Who
had.
wants
I
Inter to
mean,
win?
nobody, Reno, nobody.
Yeah, no one in this panel. I can tell you that. No one in this panel.
Only Inter
Because
fans, really, or maybe Madrid fans. Madrid fans or Inter fans.
this is yeah, big up to my guy Reno, man. I don't know where Reno is. Are you coming? Are you joining the panel today or not? I don't know if he's probably out or something. But
Yeah.
it says I have a bunch of Inter fans giving me a hard time because I'm supporting Barca, not Inter. LOL. Excuse me, bro. That's like come on, like I don't know what they expect. Like, aren't you guys rivals? Last time I checked, in Juventus hit Inter hit Juventus. Like, I don't know, right? Were the Inter fans rooting for? Were the Inter fans rooting for Juventus when you guys did the Champions League final against Madrid? Were they rooting for Inter when they rooting for Juventus when you guys played us in the final in 2015?
Nope.
Like, come on, man. You guys talking like I don't know.
This is it's so funny. It's so funny because it's every other team versus Inter. Like, if it was Milan, I would support Milan. If it was Atalanta, I would support Atalanta.
Team, right?
But it's Inter, and nobody wants to support Inter. Nobody besides Inter.
So let me ask you this. Who's like, if you were to put a tier list for Juventus fans, who is the clubs that they hate the most? Is it Inter who's at top?
Easily.
Oh, Inter is like the top team that you guys hate the most?
Inter or Fiorentina. One of the two.
So I know that's what I wanted to ask, because I know Fiorentina and Juventus have like a big rivalry, right?
Yeah.
All right. So so let's say top 5, right? So you say Inter is on top for you, Fiorentina second.
Yeah. Yep.
Where does Torino rank? Does Torino rank in the top 5?
Honestly, it's always been a mutual, respect kind of. It's like a derby.
But it's like a hometown. It's like Espanyol.
Yeah. It's like, or like Madrid versus Atletico is way worse than Torino Juventus. I think it's kind of a mutual,
mutual understanding. I got
it's like, it's nothing crazy. They're not friends, but like, it's not like,
Big up to ourselves. It says we all want to believe that Inter's losing, but we all know that they're winning out of the teams. Bro, this guy, right? He's a Barcelona fan, or apparently he's a Barca fan. But this guy always glazing Inter, man. Yeah, keep glazing. Yeah, big up to my guy Eunice, man. Smash the like button. Make sure you guys smash that. 19 people in the building. Big up to every single one of you guys. Big up to Chuck. Says Forza Juve, mate. Big up to you, man. Big up Forza Juve. But yeah. Let me read some of this. Asel is just in the chat once again, moving like a fraud. He says, thanks for the club info. I'll be fine.
I think he was talking to
I got you. Yeah, anyway, big up to my guy Liam, man. Liam, I think he was talking about the fine point, because we were talking about him yesterday. Yeah. He had a lot of things to say. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday between he basically said, they would have won if they had a good striker instead of the English. I mean, to be fair, Harry Kane scored, but he was bad yesterday.
To be fair, he missed 2 goals, which would have put him up.
I know, right? In the first leg, that oh my days.
But that's what I'm saying. It was such a close game, even with 3 of their best, literally number 1 and 2 of their best 2 players injured. It was still that close of a game. You know what I mean? So I'm not confident in Inter, but that might be biased.
I mean, bro, hey, listen, man, we all biased, man. I was biased when Madrid were playing against Arsenal. I wanted Arsenal to win. I didn't care, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, big up to my guy. Big up to my guy Ravi, man. He says smash the likes, man. Big up to you, man. He says he's a scrub. Yeah.
He's the trophy curse.
He says I'm in the chat looking for this absolute fraud. Yeah, man. Big up to every single one of you guys, man. We got like 17 people in here. But listen, we're gonna actually move on. Big up to my guy Zier. Big up to you, bro. How are you doing, man? Big up to Zier. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Zier Talk, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe. He says, Anza told me Kim was wanted by Juve. Oh yeah, Nino, what do you what's your response to this?
Yo, I swear Juntoli is ruining this club. he wants to buy Højlund from United. Like, what?
Bro, I don't know
where you watched his games? Have you seen what's going on? What are we doing? What are we doing? Right?
Even when this guy was at Atalanta, he wasn't even a top striker there. He was just a striker who
No,
had potential. Like, bro,
it's like we're getting rid of Vlahovic to bring in another Vlahovic. It just doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely insane. I hope he gets sacked before he makes that deal happen. I swear.
bro,
I swear.
Hoyland. Wait a minute. So Hoyland, you're gonna bring in Hoyland. You're gonna bring in Kim Min Jae. Oh my days! Imagine if you guys buy Kim Min Jae.
I don't want
Right?
Kim and Jae. You can keep
Wasn't Kim Min Jae? Kim Min Jae was a good centre back in City. I had to be
He
fair.
was on Napoli, I think. Or it was Napoli. I think it was
Napoli, yeah,
Napoli.
when they won the league, remember? He was
Yeah.
like a centre back.
Yeah.
That's why he moved to Bayern.
Yeah.
No, you would not have him. You would not have him.
It depends on the price for him. It depends on the price. I don't want Hoyland for any price. I don't even care if it's
Hoyland-
for free.
Hoyland
I
is a
don't want him for free. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, my guy says take that jackass, please. Oh yeah, it says Plattenberg reports. We'll see. He says this guy says I hate Inter, I hate PSG. Yeah, you don't sound like you hate them, man. You absolute fraud. Ziotak says I'm getting tired. I'm tired.
I tried, maybe. I tried.
I think he's trying to say I tried. I tried to
Yeah.
get Gio on, but he didn't bring me back. Oh, this is gonna be great. Hey, Gio will be here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Gio should be here. He should be joining later. So he says, I can't today. Thanks, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. But he says, what about Torino? Don't you hate them? I think that was what you were asking.
I mean, I don't. I mean, it's always a rivalry. It's always a club rivalry, but like it's not the number one.
I wants to know why Fiorentina, why you guys hate Fiorentina, why Fiorentina. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never read into the history of like Fiorentina. Is it because of like the transfers of the past when you guys brought in Baggio and all
it's a bunch of transfers. You know, Juventus spent so much money on Fiorentina players, and then they all flop. The fans, you see what the fans did the last Juventus game.
Bro, absolutely. I swear that started a riot in Florence, right? Didn't it?
Yeah, well, that, and then they had Juve Merda in the stands. I don't know if you saw that picture. Basically, that too. It's just like it's just a feud.
I know what Merda means. I actually found out what that word means. I recently found out, and it's a multi. And you know what's crazy? That is a multi lingual name. So that's like our word. Use it in Portuguese. They use it in Spanish, and they use it in Italian. I'm like, bro. Every it's a universe. Like I'm surprised the English dictionary hasn't added it. It says, Choba, I think this guy is a Juventus fan. Says, as a Juventus fan, he says Inter number 1, Milan number 2, Fiorentina 3, Torino 4th. But everybody, Italy's second most hated team is Juve, even relegation teams. Yeah, I've always had the feeling that Juventus is just hated by everybody.
It is, because when you win so much, you're going to be hated. That's how it works.
Hey, listen, man. Pavel Nedved said it himself, man. Pavel Nedved said, do you remember I remember Pavel Nedved said it in the past. Remember, he said, I think he said, he doesn't want Juventus to be liked by anyone. He said, I miss the times when we were the most hated club in Europe, but that means we're actually doing a good thing. Yeah. I'm like, that's actually true, man. Yeah. He says, I don't glaze them. Man, get out of here.
I would disagree with his Milan point, though. I think in a good Serie A, the top 4 should be Juventus, Milan. I don't even want to see
Juventus, Milan, Inter, and Napoli.
I prefer Inter in the relegation zone, to be honest. But Napoli, we can put
listen,
up there.
you know what's crazy?
Maybe Roma. I would put Roma up there.
Roma and Napoli, maybe.
Roma and Napoli. Inter could be 5th in the Europa League.
I will ask you this though, because you know what's funny? Because the last 10 years,
or Lazio,
the past decade must have been great. Imagine the past decade for Juventus fans. You guys had to watch your team win the league constantly, and also Inter Milan was shit. Yeah. Oh man, it was a great time. I can just imagine, bro. You guys were just every time you just look forward to the Serie A season because you knew you were the best team in the league, and then Inter were nowhere near the Champions League because I think they were because I think the last time they missed out in was it 2011? They went after 2011. They didn't go to the Champions League for
a few years. Yeah.
Yes, 7 years they didn't qualify. And around that time was when your dominance actually started. So you guys were just
had my feet up and everything.
And then they were just in mid-table signing guys like Felipe Melo and what's his name? Who did they sign? They signed Felipe Melo. They signed They were signing some players. Mancini was there. I remember back in the. I remember when Mancini was
Who,
there. They
Inter?
signed. Yeah, Inter. They signed Felipe Melo, Miranda.
You
I
would
mean,
know
to be
more
fair, they,
than me.
yeah. And listen, I'm surprised. I would. I'm surprised. I would. He says, take Kane. Will you take Harry Kane at Juventus? What?
I'm sorry,
What?
brother.
You would not take Harry Kane at Juventus?
Like I said, it depends on the price, my boy. It depends on the price. How much are you set? How much are we talking here? How much are we talking? I would take him over Vlahovic. I would take him over Hoyland. I would take him over.
No. See, this is the thing.
But
When you
but
shook
if
your
you're
head, I was like,
if
no
you're
way.
telling me that we're gonna go buy like Victor Osimhen or like Jonathan David, I'm gonna say no. I'm taking Victor Osimhen or Jonathan David over Harry Kane at this point.
No, I'm sorry. I'm in shock. Listen, I don't know where Gio is, but I wanna hear what Gio has to say about that.
unless he's coming in.
I know where Gio is, man. He's absolutely gone missing the absolute fraud. He says, I believe Juventus is the only club that have won every level of competition, excluded the Conference League. Wait, are they the only ones? Haven't Milan won like the Europa League back in the day? European Cup or something, the Europa. Wait, when was it? When did you guys win the Europa League? It might have been back in the day.
It might have been before I was born.
Yeah, this definitely it has to be, bro.
Has to be.
In my lifetime, I think I've only seen you guys. To be fair, I remember when you guys came back after the Calciopoli, right? You guys did actually. To be fair, they turned back the Champions League in the season after you guys came back to the league, right? And you guys, I think, went to the Europa League or the UEFA Cup in like 2010. I remember Fulham actually knocked you out. I mean, that must have been a low point for you as a fan.
We have poor history in like the Europa League because we got knocked out by what, like Lyon, I think, a few years ago, and like Porto. Bro, we got booted.
Yeah, in Europe, I'm not gonna lie. In Europe, what your last? I think before this year, the last time you guys won the Champions League was when you guys won a group with Benfica and PSG, and you guys, I think, didn't win a single game. Then
because we had the 15-point deduction 2 years ago
in the league, right?
Yeah, because of whatever the board was. I don't know. There's some. We had 15-point deduction, so that's the reason Allegri was like on the fence.
I see.
You know, because they introduced a new board, then Allegri didn't go. There's a reason Allegri didn't get along with Giuntoli, and I think we're seeing that right now. He's destroying everything.
I mean, potentially. Tino is saying good Serie A. Milan 1, Juventus 2, Napoli 3rd, and Roma 4. What's always? Bro, the Inter Milan hate is crazy.
I like that.
Man. He says, "Oh yeah." Asel says, "Harry Kane will bring another curse."
It's a trophy curse, man. I'm telling you. It depends on the price. If you're telling me 30, no. 65, bro. I'm buying somebody else for 65.
Wait, who you buying for 65?
Bro, they're offering Osimhen for 65. I'm taking Osimhen over Harry Kane right now. They're offering.
Osimhen has actually won a league, hasn't he? Harry Kane could win a league this title this season?
It's an if.
It's not an if. It's basically a win. Because let's be real, I think they're like 3 wins.
I think Bayern will win it. But
we have 5 games away from the season being over. Tino says 30 million. Would you take it for 30 then? I mean, it's not going to be 30.
Yeah, I would take it for 30, 100%.
Yo, Tino says he doesn't want more than 30. Wow, crazy. Tino.
I bet you Liam would agree with that.
I don't think so. But maybe because right now he's angry with Harry Kane.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that.
It says NJ says Milan have never won the Europa League. That's surprising. That's surprising.
I thought that they did.
He says no Bayern have won everything though. Yeah, Bayern have won everything. You guys have won everything. I know that one for sure. It says like Spurs won it in the 1950s. But nobody watches football in the 1950s. I don't know who won it. Torino had their greatest era in the 1940s.
Yeah.
You know, the one that actually lost their lives. Like they're great. That was it Grande Torino. I remember you had Grande Torino, bro. They've never reached that level ever again, bro.
No, because Juventus came in and then
That's what's crazy, right?
So
Because I think before that, like Torino was like the biggest team in
yeah.
Turin, right?
Hmm?
And then the Grande Torino, that team passed away from the crash, and then a few years later, you guys actually started becoming like the best. Like it's a sad case, but he says, "Do you think Casemiro is a hit? Is a packaging hit? Wait a minute. Do you think Casemiro is packing heat with his
It's
chucky looking
chunky
face?
face.
I do not know. I don't know what
Yeah.
this guy's. Oh man. It says Europa League dark days. Oh yeah. Because I think around that time we were also in the Europa League. I think
Oh, I
we
think
were
we
also in the
versed
Europa.
each other. We might
No,
have
we
played
didn't
each
play
other.
each other. And to be fair, we didn't play each other.
No?
I think the year you guys returned, because you guys did yeah, in 2022-23, you guys got eliminated in the group stages, and so did we. So we played
Oh,
Liverpool. I think we played Manchester United, and I don't know who you guys played, but you guys
we
also
might have
got beat.
played.
You
We
guys
might
played
have played.
Sevilla, I swear, right? I think you guys played Sevilla, and you guys got
I
battered by
forget.
Sevilla.
I tried
Yeah, I
to
think you
block
guys.
that out of my memory.
Yeah, it was a dark time. Europa League settings. Are you guys gonna buy Araujo? Would you still take Araujo at Juventus?
Yeah, I mean, like I'll take anybody if the price is right. Not anybody, but
Yo,
if the price is right,
Liam has had enough. He said he was selling for a bag of chips.
yeah, I'll take him for some chips.
Crazy. Anyways, guys, we do actually need to still start there, man. Big up to everyone in the chat. This chat is hella active, man. Big up to every single one of you guys every single time, man. But let's get started. Obviously, the big one I do want to talk about, right? There's been a lot of like talk coming out in Juventus in Italy recently about Tonali, right? Now, last week I was talking to Gio about the potential, of Tonali, because I know apparently you guys all gonna be active in the summer. You understand what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm hearing, and we've hearing a lot of links. I talked about Osimhen to him last week, right? Potentially Osimhen signing, right? I talked about Tonali potentially being a signing as well, right? And even though the Tonali one is that one is going to be a very difficult deal to get through, right? Because let's be honest, when Italians usually leave Italy, they always link back to Italy at some point. You understand what I'm saying, right? So this link to Juventus has been there, but apparently from what I'm hearing is that if this deal is going to happen, it's potentially going to be a swap deal. So apparently, what could happen is that you guys could be doing a swap deal. I think you might either you guys are going to be spying him with money, right? You guys are going to offer money plus Douglas Luiz to go the other way for Sandro Tonali. Now I don't know if Newcastle will still accept that, but what are you saying about this potential swap deal being a rumor? What do you think?
I mean, if it's true, I would do it the second the window opens. To be honest, because Douglas Luiz played like 700 minutes the whole season for us. It's just not working out. And he's performed in the Premier League already. He's shown his worth there, so he's still worth 40 million, 45 million. So if we can give him plus 30, 40 million, 100%, that'd be the first move I make. But we have a clown in the director's chair over there, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. Knowing him, he's going to go buy a different, like, he's going to go switch the goalies, like the rumors are coming out now. I can't, bro. I can't do it.
There he is. He actually turned up.
My boy.
Listen, man. Come on, man. Don't move like Juventus attack, man. This guy, he's moving like Vlahovic. I mean, to be fair, Vlahovic got 2 assists in your last game. We're gonna get into that, but
He played
got
okay.
2 assists.
Yeah.
Well, he actually turned up this time around, unlike Gio. But yeah, I mean, continue.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'd be the first thing I jump on as Juntuli, but he's a clown, so I doubt that's gonna happen.
I see. Gio, my guy, he's finally turned up. Listen, Gio, I don't know if you heard the question, but obviously last week, me and you, we did the Bianconeri Blaugrana show together, and we were talking about Osimhen last week, and we kind of brought the Tonali talk around the end of it. But now, this week, we've been hearing a lot of rumors that apparently the Tonali deal could potentially be a swap deal where you could potentially be offering them some money, maybe like a 30, 40, something like that, 30, 40 million, plus Douglas Luiz going the other way. Now, you've already heard what Nino said. Like, you didn't go into detail about it last week because it wasn't really concrete, right? And to be fair, this is just a rumor, but it's really starting to heat up. Where do you stand on this deal potentially happening? Hold on.
You're muted, brother.
You're muted. Fix your mic. Check the go to the mic area and connect your mic, because that might be it. Go to the mic. You see where the mic is, right? And press the arrow button and see whether it's connected to your mic. This guy. Or you can just or maybe you can just leave refresh and come back. Do that then. But I mean, okay. So while Gio says that, now here's the thing, right? Clearly, the Douglas Luiz deal didn't work out, right? That's the one that surprised me, because I thought, that was a steal when you guys brought him in, right? But Thiago Motta didn't bring the best out of him. To be fair, Thiago Motta didn't bring the best out of many of your players, right? Guys like Kobe Myers didn't play well. Where do you think that it's more to do with Douglas Luiz, or do you think that's more to do with Thiago Motta?
I would still give, I think we saw so many people do bad under Motta. So I think everybody is so dead set on Tonali that nobody's going to even give him a chance. But if it was me, I would, see how he does. At least 1 or 2 games under Tudor, maybe he comes in and it is a fresh guy, no more Motta, everything's different. But I feel like that's not what's going to happen, because everybody's throwing the team away already. The whole season's over. Everybody's throwing the towel in.
Everyone, they've kind of just thrown the towel at this point.
Yeah. So they're like, get out. We're doing everything new again, basically. So it's tough, because I said this for Vlahovic too. I said this for all the players. I'll give you another 3 or 4 games to prove yourself, because we heard what Motta was doing in the locker room. Vlahovic, my patience ran out. His bags are getting packed. Douglas Luiz, I'll give you another few games.
Another season? Or a few games.
I'll give him till the end of the season to show me something. Cope Miners, I wanted his bag packed the first 5 games of the season.
You done with him?
No. I don't think he should be a consistent starter. But I'll give him another season. I'll give him chances to, get back to the way that he was. But my biggest regret the board is making me angry is that they're not going to redeem Conceição.
Oh yeah, we talked about that last week. Me and what do you think about that?
I need him to stay. He's the only player on that team.
Why are you guys apparently going against the deal now?
Against him?
No. So why are you guys? Because I know Conceição has actually been playing well, right? From what I've been hearing from a lot of Juventus fans.
Yep.
Why are you guys not wanting to make this deal permanent?
I genuinely don't know. I swear, this is what makes me heated about the management. I don't know. And they'd rather spend money somewhere else. Like, you have a guy, yes, okay, people complain that he can't pass. People complain that he's young. People complain that he's attitude issues. All right, fine. You can coach those things. You know what I mean? Like, those things can be coached out of you. You can't coach, like, grit. You can't coach passion. You can't coach that stuff, and he has that. So I'm still struggling to figure out why the management's not putting more effort into making him stay. Maybe he doesn't fit with Tudor's style, or it depends on the coach too, so we'll see. But they're even talking about, even some people are saying bring Colomwani in. Some people are saying send him back. I'm honestly indifferent.
What do you think from what you've seen so far? No.
For Colomwani, I wouldn't redeem him. It depends. Like I said, the price. I wouldn't, for 40 million. I wouldn't redeem Colomwani.
If you're gonna bring in Osimhen.
No, we could get a cheaper. We could get a cheaper backup striker than that.
No. So this is the thing. Would you? Because I think that you just mentioned about Vlahovic, right? His time being up, right? would you take Colomwani potentially? Because here's the thing, right? You could potentially bring in, and I think I said this to Gio last week. You could potentially have a scenario where you guys could potentially bring in Osimhen, but also you got a guy like Jonathan David who's out on a free transfer.
Yep.
So imagine having Osimhen and Jonathan David as strikers in your team. Like that's
Yeah.
gonna be a steal. Like that would be a massive steal. I mean, I've not seen Jonathan David be linked to Juventus that much, but look, truth be told, tell you this. I think Jonathan David is one of those players who many people really underrate. I think that even if you guys signed him as your number 9, I think he would do a way better job than any of your strikers right now. And this is the thing. He's a very slept-on striker. We don't know how good this guy is. This guy could come into your team and literally rip it to shreds the moment he arrives. You understand what I'm saying? I think that he's one of those guys who's been itching for a big move now for a very long time. But as far as the Tonali deal is concerned, what do you want? Do you want this deal to happen? Are you desperate for it, or are you just like maybe give him another opportunity? Joe, can we hear? Are you good now?
He's
Is
back.
it good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, finally.
Finally.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome
Sorry,
to
guys.
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, man. This guy, you're 41 minutes late.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Oh my gosh, bro. I had to move a lot of stuff because I have a little bit of company over, so they're staying in my room.
Good.
So I had to move.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. Appreciate you for being here, man. Thank you.
Of course, brother.
Thanks for making it. But yeah, Gio. Gio, before I go to you, Nino. So as far as the swap deal is concerned, right? Where do you stand? Are you one of those people where you're like, listen, at the end of the day, do you want this deal to happen? Do you think that at the end of the day, Tonali will basically, he will completely transform your midfield quickly, adapt very quickly, unlike a guy like Douglas Luiz? Or do you think that, it depends on how much Newcastle are asking for, or whether they will accept the swap deal?
Number one, every deal depends on the price. Number two, for me, this is not a necessity, right? Tonali is not a necessity, and I'll tell you why. We have a solid midfield right now. We have Locatelli and Thuram, who we got for a steal for 20 million. And we can get a backup midfielder to fill in for when one of them needs to come off.
Right.
Where our team lacks and where I think we need to put the most amount of money is we're not going to have a striker for the Club World Cup. Vlahovic is gone and Colomwani is going back.
I'm glad you guys are actually competing in that.
Yeah. And then we have no backline. We have Bremer coming back off an ACL injury, so nobody knows how well he's going to be playing. We're hoping to negotiate Renato Vega, but if Chelsea
I heard that too.
If Chelsea asks for 50 million, we're not paying 50 million for
50?
him.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
And then we have we have Lloyd Kelly, who is our player. He's our to be fair, he's been playing well the last 3 games, so I can't really say much. But that's not a starting back line. Kalulu can start. Fine, that's fine with me. Kalulu can start. Renato Vega can start with somebody who is world class next to him. We're missing that world class piece, and I don't know if Bremer is going to come back fully healthy. So I think we need another defender and we need strikers before we go attacking Tonali. And if the Tonali deal happens, that's like I'm not going to say no. I would love to have Tonali on the team, but I think we need to focus.
I don't think you guys will be able to sign Tonali because the Club World Cup will be before the transfer window opens, so wasn't it? Or will it be around the transfer window open?
I think you have to have a set squad before you go.
Yes, exactly. So
you can still make deals, but they won't be able to play in it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Right. I mean, okay, so Gio, now that your mic is working finally, we're gonna I wanna ask your opinion now, right? So you guys, last week we talked about Osimhen. This week we're gonna be talking about Tonali. So last week we actually, it's funny because this was before this rumor actually started heating up, because we talked about the potential that if you guys bring in Tonali, it could potentially be a swap deal where you might give them like a Douglas Luiz and then you guys could bring in Tonali, because let's be real, whenever Italian players leave Italy, they always link back or they eventually come back sooner than many people think. But Now we're actually hearing it's actually beginning to pull out of it. Some Italian news media has actually started to talk about potential of Tonali, right? And they're saying that it could potentially be a swap deal where you could give away money like maybe 30 to 40 million plus Douglas Luiz going the other way. What are you saying about that potentially happening in the summer as a rumor? What are you saying?
Listen, Douglas Luiz for me has to leave. Has to leave Juventus. I think it's. I mean, he hasn't proved anything since he's been here. Tonali, I think it's a step above because look, he's proven already in Italy. He's already proved in the national team, which is very important in my perspective. Especially in the Italian national team. And not just that, but with Tonali, I feel like that. Yes, we have, like you said, we have a great midfield. In my opinion, we have a good midfield. But I feel like with Tonali, we could be better. We could be a little bit better in terms of the creativity in the midfield, which we've been missing for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Is that type of player like a Pirlo, for example, or like somebody or like a Marquisio, right? Somebody that can actually create in that midfield. I like the idea with Thuram there. Locatelli as well dictating the play, but I feel like that we're missing that creative spark in that midfield, and that's why I would love to have Tonali on Juventus. And not just that, but he also knows how to win. He just won a trophy with Newcastle, and
he's been cooking on Newcastle. That's why I think this deal is very hard. Like it's gonna be a very hard deal to pull off.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it'll be hard. Yeah, no, but I think that Juventus is being smart with Douglas Luiz. I think this is also perfect because Newcastle also want Douglas Luiz, And the funny thing is that we were also talking about this last week, Omar. That's why we were like, there were just rumors at the moment, but now it's actually starting to be more concrete. So, and listen, if we have to pay a little bit of cash, so be it, because there's also rumors about Juventus having 200 million again we're going to be spending this summer.
200 million.
Yeah. So
I don't. It's weird. It's a healthy amount. I know.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Hear me out, right? I think if we, and it's not even going to be 200 million funded from Elkan. If we sell Cambiaso, I know Reno said he didn't want to sell Cambiaso, but I'm sorry. But if an offer comes in for $70 million, he's getting on the flight. I don't care where he's going.
70 million. So you're just there now. You're just like
if Cambiaso, number one, he wanted to leave before. Number two,
but he wanted to leave before. This is news to me. Did he actually want to leave?
Well, I think I think he wanted technically to leave. Yeah, he technically wanted to leave because of Motta. That's what they were saying. Which is good, but now Motta's gone now, so now things are changing. Now that everybody's saying that he wants to stay, this and that, and after that, Juve is like, oh, let's sell him. If the offer comes,
if the offer is right, I would sell him. But we're supposed to sell him for 60 or 70, Vlahovic for at least 25 or 30. Oh wow. Damn, they're frying you.
They're frying you.
These guys
are frauds in the chat. I'm telling you. Don't worry, I'll call them after, bro. These guys are frauds, bro. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We can make at least 70 million off of
one of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna do if Bayern play Juventus in the Champions League next season, I'm doing the show.
With everybody.
Oh, everybody, yeah.
Go ahead. And
we can. I think this summer we can make a good profit. We won't have to necessarily dig out money from Exor or whatever. But Vlahovic plus Cambiaso plus Luis is easily $130-ish million. So digging however much other money we need to spend from Exor is fine. But it'll be self-funded. It's not like we're going into what's the word? Reserves for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It'll be self-funded. So it's not as it's not as if Elkan's just here, take all the money and spend whatever you want. No, we're supplying the money.
We can't do the same mistake as last Mercato.
But that's what makes me nervous. That makes me nervous.
I know.
That's the thing,
because Giuntoli screwed it.
In this thing, you've been talking about. This is sporting director you're talking about, right? The guy who
Giuntoli.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, listen. From what Nino has been saying, he doesn't sound trustworthy. You understand what I'm saying? So, listen. 200 million and the potential of, like you mentioned, these players being, so like the Cambiasos, the Vlahovic, and all of these guys. I mean, listen. I will say this, right? There's a lot of I feel like a lot of these players you just mentioned, they're replaceable, right? You think about if you sell Vlahovic, I mean Vlahovic is a bum, right? At the end of the day, you sell Vlahovic, right? You could potentially bring. I mean, Liam was saying. I saw him in the chat. He was just saying that he would like to have him on a free. But that would be a great deal. And funny because I think he's actually linked to Bayern on a free. So that's good. That would be a very small deal from them if they linked to Bayern.
Hey,
to be fair, he's been linked to all three of our clubs because he's been heavily linked to Barca.
That's crazy. Wow.
And he's been linked to us. He's been linked to all three of us. So, and the thing is, I think David wants to join Barca, but we are really we're looking at wingers right now. You understand what I'm saying? But
your attack is stacked already.
Yeah, your attack is stacked. Bro.
You don't need anybody.
If we start Ferran Torres in the summer, I would bring Jonathan David ASAP, and that's what I would do. I'll be honest. For me, I would sell Ferran and bring in the Jonathan David, no doubt about it. But I mean, listen, from what Chubb is saying, Chubb is saying here. He said Douglas Luiz for 30 million. I don't think they would accept this 30 million. I think they would want a 40 million or 45 plus Douglas Luiz. I think that's the only way. Because let's be real, they're not in any hurry to want to sell Tonali.
No.
The only way they're gonna sell Tonali is if Tonali himself actually wants to force the move. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that's the only way. But I mean, these guys, they're just cooking there. I think it's the stream earlier when you couldn't.
bro.
When you couldn't
If he wants Vlahovic, give me one of. If Bayern want Vlahovic, give me one of your defenders, and we're good.
Kim and Jay's linked, by the way.
Even swap.
Kim and Jay is actually linked to Juve now.
Even swap.
No, that's what we were just talking about that, Joe. What are you saying about that? Because
if you swap,
listen, I would take him. I would take him in a heartbeat. I would take him. Listen, because he knows it. Even Zier knows this. And Liam, the craziest is that Liam's actually calling me right now as soon as I said that.
This guy.
Oh.
I think he's trying to talk business.
Yeah.
Hold
on. Let me
Vlahovic for Kim and Jay. That's a deal.
Yeah. Now Vlahovic for Kim and Jay.
That's the price. I would pay that price. I would pay that price.
You're on the stream, bro. You're on the stream.
He knows.
Yeah. One thing that needs to be said, Nino, I do not want your dead striker, bro. I don't want him. No. We don't need enough.
You dead strikers.
Yeah, you can take it right now. We'll give it Eric Dyer for free.
No. I'm telling you, we have to do that swap deal. Vlahovic for Kim and Jay. You know how ridiculous that would be? Oh my god.
That would be a great one.
What do you mean? Bro, you need another donkey though, man. You need another donkey.
Yeah.
Cross it into the bus, man.
Not Vlahovic.
Holy.
No.
Bro, Bayern's front line would be absolutely cooked. It would be so cooked.
He wants Joker.
Next season, bro, Bayern will be entertaining watching Vlahovic.
Vlahovic and Kane on the same front line.
Imagine Kane and Vlahovic playing at the same time, both missing.
Oh god, I would actually have to. Somebody would have to check on Liam for me, man.
Oh my god.
We'll send him flowers or something.
Yeah.
That'll be peak.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, but what are you guys saying about this? Is where will Tonali fit under Conte or Gasperini or even Tudor if he stays? They prefer a back three, and I think we need a striker.
That's exactly what I said.
Back, right attacking midfielder, and before another 70 to 80 million centre back.
That's exactly what I said before. We need to figure out our strikers and we need to figure out our defense before we start, splurging money there. But I'm not gonna, like I said,
I don't think your midfield. To be honest, I get it, right? Because you guys, I think your midfield is probably your least of your product. Because you guys have so many midfielders.
Yes,
you got Tonali, Douglas Luiz, Kefren Turam, Weston McKennie. What's his name? Coop Myers. Who else am I missing? I know I'm missing a few.
No, that's really it.
Fagioli, isn't he still there?
He's
right?
gone.
No, Fagioli's gone. Yeah.
He's still there? He's gone. Oh, I think
we gave him to Fiorentina for pennies.
You see, we give them gems.
How is he doing
they give us crap.
He's doing amazing.
But that's the thing. At the end of the day, your midfield, you got. I think if all your team is fit, you have like what 8 midfielders.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's originally McKennie's position. He's just playing out of position this whole time.
Yeah, because you guys have too many midfielders.
So we have the capability to bring McKennie back to his position, focus on getting wingers, and a striker and a defender. Because Lloyd Kelly's not starting for anybody in the Champions League or in the.
I hate that bum, Lloyd Kelly. You know what? We should do a swap deal with him, with him and Kim Min Jae. Maybe that would be good. Right?
Yeah, but I can on loan. Hold on, I still call Lloyd Kelly's on loan.
No, he's 15 million. 15 million. We paid the same amount for him.
For Huijsen. For Huijsen, remember that?
Same amount
Guys,
of.
No. That wasn't the deal for Huijsen. Because remember,
No.
Lloyd Kelly went to Newcastle. Hold on. Lloyd Kelly went to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Bournemouth sold Lloyd Kelly to Newcastle. Bournemouth went and bought Huijsen from Juventus to replace Lloyd Kelly, and then you guys went and bought Lloyd Kelly.
Omar, I forgot about that until you just reminded me, bro.
This is actually insane, bro. Every time I remember the Huijsen was actually.
Yo, guys, Liam wants to ask a question for the panel. Liam wants to ask a question
circle.
for the panel.
Liam, go ahead, Liam.
Yo. So, obviously, you're talking about Tonali-Douglas Luiz swap and all of that. My question is, does Newcastle have a female team? Because
I was about to actually pull up your question. It's right here, Liam. I have your question literally right here. It says, "Do Newcastle have a women's team?" Because Layman. I mean, hey, listen,
I really don't care.
I mean, listen, I don't care. I mean, I don't care either, honestly.
This is not how football doesn't work that way. You can't compare.
I've ever seen in football, bro. Because why would you guys do this much for a player, bro? You first of all, you swap 2 of your players, give him to Newcastle, and then you guys actually signed his girlfriend just so that you wouldn't be alone.
To be fair, I think she's a solid player though, who plays like a solid women's player. So I think I don't think she earned the. Maybe it helped get her the move, but I think she earned that move. But maybe they saw her because of him. I don't know.
Bro, Liam said that she's like Harry Kane.
Oh shit!
All right.
So that's Liam just said.
He was watching. Then, I'm guessing.
That's crazy.
I mean, Fiorentina love buying. You know what's crazy about this?
We get scammed all the time.
Can we just talk about the fact that in the past few years, Juventus have sold players to Juventus who've actually Juventus have actually sold players to Fiorentina who've actually wanted to do well at Fiorentina. Look at Moise Kean. He's got like what? I swear he's got like 22 goals this season for them.
I could do math right now and tell you how we have funded Fiorentina's rebuild and we funded Atalanta's rebuild. I could literally sit here and do math.
We also refunded their stadium, their new stadium that they're building. What else did they? A couple other things.
We gave Fiorentina $80 million for Vlahovic and $40 million for Nico Gonzalez.
Don't forget about Chiesa. Don't forget about a couple other guys. Even though Chiesa, I think, was like the only one.
$40 million for Chiesa.
Yep. Who else?
Bernardeschi.
I think that was like $40 million. I think that was $40 million.
We gave them $200 million in the past 5 years.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad. Omar, telling you, bro, it's just ridiculous.
No,
bro.
I'm not gonna lie. You guys are paying. You know what you guys are doing?
Oh my god!
This is karma paying you guys for buying Roberto Baggio from them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, big up to Asel says this is a ball and so is Conceição. I mean, we talked about Conceição last week, Gio. I mean, it looks like he's definitely not staying.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone. Looks like he's gone, guys.
That's a bad choice. We're gonna regret that.
But this is also on Giuntoli, and this is why I blame Giuntoli as well. Giuntoli, don't get me wrong. Giuntoli has done good in certain signings. He's done well. Like Thuram, he even brought Conceição in the first place. Yeah. But the fact that he's not even, keeping Conceição. Meanwhile, in my opinion, he's been like one of the most impactful players, even from the bench or even when he plays. You can see the in Italian we say the grinta. He gives that. He gives it at least his all. And I understand people saying that he doesn't pass the ball. He's like a quote unquote ball hogger. This and that. Guys, that could be fixed with the right coach. With the right coach, he could be fit in the perfect system.
Right.
And not just that, but he tracks back, which I love. Unlike players that we can mention that play for other clubs like Milan, right? Mr. Leao over there, yeah, that doesn't even track back. There you go, right?
But then have bigger problems than that, though.
Well, no, they're in the same boat as we are in terms of
they got rid of the biggest club legend ever.
Ask me when am I doing the Rossoneri Barcelona show? I'm like, listen, I don't know a lot of Rossoneri fans, to be honest. Maybe in the future, man. Who knows?
I'm a semi-Milan fan. If there's a second team I would root for, it would be
next time.
Milan's all right.
You know what I'm gonna do? Every time there's a Juventus Barca show and there's like a big game, and I have like someone who supports, like, let's say if there's a Inter show, I'll probably have Inter Worldwide to join.
Oh, please do that! I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Nice. I'm bringing the debate.
We're doing a debate, bro. Because me and him have been going at it. Oh my god.
And I'm just gonna let you guys cook.
Omar's gonna get the popcorn.
Omar's gonna get the popcorn. That's it. Nah,
it's gonna be great content, man. Don't worry. I got.
I'm telling you.
With the Juventus, the Blaugrana Bianconeri, I'm gonna make it for that game alone. I'm gonna make it Bianconeri, Barcelona, and what's the name of this? That is the nickname.
Nerazzurri or Inter.
Yeah, the Nerazzurri show. Yeah, we're gonna have it. I'm gonna have Inter Worldwide. I'm gonna see if I can manage to bring George Moore here. I'll bring him in.
Oh, that's Oh my gosh, dude! There's so many things I gotta say with those guys.
I'll see. Listen, I'll talk to him if he's willing. If he's
for sure.
We will have a full panel here, man. It's gonna be great. I'm just sitting here, just having my drink, enjoying the carnage, man. Absolutely.
Listen, I'm telling you so much. He's gonna mention about what happened in 2006. I'm gonna be like, don't worry. I'll be bringing so many images. I'll be like, hey, what happened with this? What happened to that? 0 yellow cards against Bayern, by the way.
It's gonna be great. No, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to do this show. I mean, this is the thing. I know I'm a Milan fan, but I haven't ever spoken to him. But I'm gonna be honest. Is there any more big games for Juventus for the rest of the season? Because if there's a big game and I know some of the content creators, I'll add them in so that we can have a debate. But the Inter Milan Juventus game, whenever the game happens next season, I'm definitely making that. Is definitely happening, bro. I'll make sure that it will happen. It will happen, man. But
if you did this season, it would have been.
It would have been a scene. Oh my gosh,
it would have been great. Nah, that's the thing, man. I feel bad that I didn't start the show earlier, man, because that would have been sick. But
no, especially when they lost too this season, that would have been.
Oh yeah. I would have had them before the show, and then I would invite them after the show. So the next week they will have to be here to get cooked. You know,
my god. That's
it. Chop Eno says Conceição is he's injury prone, number one. Let's go involvements, 10 goal involvements and 20 million for inconsistent play. I mean, this is a Juventus fan. What do you say about this?
I agree that he can be injury prone. I won't deny you on that, but 10 goal involvements, how much has he really played this season? We have barely seen him on the field, and he's scored in two of the biggest games of the year. He stepped up. That's all. That's enough for me to say, okay, buy him for whatever you got to buy him for. And he's the only person who doesn't pass.
Like 22, right?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't pass the ball backwards. He literally goes forward.
Then that's what we need.
You're a forward, right? Isn't it? So as a forward, you have.
Why? I bet you this guy is what was his name? Chubbs, right? Bro, I bet you this guy was a Chiesa fan. They wanted Chiesa to stay. What do you think Chiesa does, man? Chiesa's injury prone. He does the same thing. He just goes, bro. That's what Conceição does. This is why I like Conceição, because he gives you that flair that Juventus needs. Sometimes that boost, right? Because tell me another player, except for I would say Yildiz, even though in my opinion he does better as a 10. But Yildiz is probably the only guy that probably would go forward and try to, do that as well. Him and Conceição are the two, in my opinion, most important players that going forward that know exactly what to do. This is why I don't understand when people say, "Oh,
Yeah, you know what it is. Sometimes I feel like people's stats are very misleading because I didn't watch him enough at Porto, but I listened to a lot of people. Like I remember even Lee Gunner I remember when you guys signed him, Lee Gunner was talking about how much he rated this guy, saying that he wanted him at Arsenal. And he raised him to this day. Like even now when he watches Juventus games, he always talks about like this Conceição guy. So at the end of the day, and also if he's like he's 22. He's gonna learn. It's like when you look at Yamal last season to like Yamal this season, right? Yamal last season's finishing was awful, but this season he's actually improved. You understand what I'm saying, right? He's finishing.
Yeah, he's scoring bangers.
Will tell you that he's put a lot of goals, but look at the goals he's scoring. But that's the thing. I think the Conceição is very similar. He's just joined a new league. He's joined this city. He's adapting to the league. Just give him some time, and also, bring a manager that can bring the best out of him. Because you talk about attitudes and all this. Listen, let's be real. Is he the first player to have the attitude that he has? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna sit here and say that? Are we gonna sit here and pretend like Juventus have never had players that have strong attitudes? Really? Like, I'm sure you guys can rattle them up if I actually could mention some players who had bad attitudes who played for Juventus. You could
every top team,
Vlahovic. That's it. There you go.
Every top team has players who have attitudes.
Yeah,
everyone.
top team. Yeah.
Bro.
But that's where the coach.
Prime AC Milan had Gennaro Gattuso. Imagine being in a locker room with that guy.
How you can't even coach that guy?
Yeah, how do you coach him?
That's what I'm saying.
My point. And to be fair, I think he was one of those people who, even though he was an angry guy, he respected whatever the coaches told him. But he was one of those guys you could tell he was passionate. Like, he had too much passion, bro. Like, he showed it. He was easy to rattle. He would get angry and all of this stuff. But sometimes, you know what it is? There are certain players, if they give their all, bro, you kind of like, that's the thing. He's a kid. What you need is a manager who has personality that will put him in his place.
Exactly.
And tell him, yo, you're my guy, but you need to chill. You need to relax. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Oh, yeah.
None of this like attitude, like chill. Okay, you're playing for Juventus. I want you to succeed here, but if you want to succeed here, you need to have the mindset to succeed. And sometimes, some managers, they're not good at that, man. It's just, I wanted David. He talked about Jonathan David. We talked about this earlier, but I mean, it's gonna be very interesting to be told as far as like the other games are concerned. It says, take Kane for fuck's sake.
No, we're not taking Kane, man. Oh no, especially after that performance in the Champions League. You're kidding, Liam. Come on, man.
It says, big up to my guy 4K. He's a City fan, and obviously, City have been well linked to Cambiaso. He says we'll give you one of ours for.
Give me I'll give you Cambiaso and 30 million for Haaland.
Hey, I'll take that in a heartbeat, bro. Not even kidding.
It would have to be more than 30 million, obviously.
Yeah.
How much do you think Haaland's worth?
Bro, that's
still a
100 million. Don't ask for 100 million plus Cambiaso, bro.
Yeah. I'm still trying.
Money. They got oil money. They have enough money.
This is a good point. Zera's asking, who wants Vlahovic?
Well,
Arsenal.
Arsenal do.
Arsenal was linked.
Yeah. Arsenal linked too. Oh my God.
Arsenal was linked. You guys were linked. Bayern was linked.
PSG were linked as well.
Listen, just because you heard one bullshit newspaper try to link this guy to our club, I've not heard one link, and I watch and I follow my club every season, bro.
We'll see. We'll see at the end of the season.
I'll tell you, Vlahovic goes to Barca. Oh my gosh. That'll be terrible.
Don't bring false. That's a false.
Can you imagine going from Lewandowski to
Vlahovic? Oh my gosh! If that happens, Omar, that'll be bad.
Oh yeah, send him to Man United. We might as well.
Yeah, you might as well. We're linked with Hoyland. We're linked with Hoyland, right? We're linked with Hoyland. I can't believe this.
It's the same player. It's literally the same player.
I can't believe this.
You were talking about this earlier. I never knew what you. I think I might have alluded to it last week, but let me know, man. What are you saying about this Hoyland potentially going to?
Please stay at Man United, man. We don't want your bum at Juve, please, bro. We don't want him. Oh my gosh, dude! I already have to deal enough with freaking Vlahovic. With this guy coming, doing in the Nations League, they were suing against Ronaldo. Like, get out of here, man! Who do you think you are? Like, you're playing for Man United, for goodness sake. Even though they won yesterday, which was crazy, but still, what the heck? I do not want this guy near my club. Like, what are we doing? This is why I blame Juntli. I'm like, what is the board thinking in certain signings? Like. And not just that, but there's also, and I was actually about it. I just did a video about it too, about this other guy, Nikola Kristovic from Lecce. I'm like, why are we going after guys that played for low, teams like that? Like, seriously.
He would be he would be a backup though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it, but still, it's like, dude, we need to find somebody to replace Vlahovic. Vlahovic is gone. In my opinion, he's gone. Unless he lowers his salary somehow, but he's gone, man. He's gone. He's gone, man.
You see this Asel guy? He's an absolute fraud, man. This
Yeah,
guy.
What do you mean Vlahovic is not that bad?
He's rage baiting.
Dude.
Nah, this guy always starts baiting people, man.
Dude. You know, I will literally make a reel about all of Vlahovic's misses of the 24-25 season, and then I'll just send it to this guy. Oh my gosh, bro.
No, don't worry. If you send it to him, he'll still say, "Nah, man, he's still better than Lewandowski."
You ever see the video of the Spanish guy talking about, like, every time a player misses, he's saying, like, you sleep in the best hotel rooms.
Yeah.
I swear, I scrolled through one of the pages, and at least 3 or 4 of them was Vlahovic this season. I swear.
Yeah.
Juventus fans have had enough of
Yeah, we have had
Vlahovic,
enough, bro.
And there's still people who can. There's people who will defend him. I don't know who's watching a Juventus game who's defending him.
Severino, Severino's defending him.
I'm sorry, bro.
Wait,
I love you. I met you.
No, not Reno. Severino. It's another guy on our channel. Yeah, man.
I met you for the first time the other day, but I don't know how you can sit there and defend him.
Dude, Nino, he's been doing this all season. When I had him on my show,
nice
this guy, I know, he's bro. Every single time that this guy comes on my show, he says, "Oh, Vlahovic did this though. Vlahovic did that." I'm like, how could you be defending him when he just missed like 2 clear chances to score a net, and we lost the game? By the way,
did you guys have him on the show when you guys beat Lecce?
No, I think it was
he wasn't there because he would have definitely.
But I know.
Listen, people are still trying to tell me, like, this is one of the most hated things about Juventus right now. People are still trying to tell me he played a great game against Lecce. Yes, he made 2 good passes that led to goals. Yes, I will agree. That's the bare minimum. We're playing a 17th place team.
Mm-hmm.
He should be scoring. If we have a striker who cannot score, that's not a striker.
Right.
That's not we have a midfielder at striker, basically.
Baena is a good player. Baena.
Would you take Baena?
I don't even know who's.
I mean,
Baena is a baller. Let me tell you right now.
Who does he play for?
Listen, I don't know because I feel like you guys play. Sometimes you guys play Yildiz as like a left winger, right?
Let me Google.
Yep.
So imagine if you guys sign Baena, you can put this guy in the 10, put Yildiz on the left, and put Conceição on the right, and potentially maybe sign a striker like a Osimhen or a David. Bro, your attack is good.
That's good. I 100% agree.
But you know the problem is that's forward thinking, and unfortunately that's something.
That doesn't exist with the management that we have, man. I'm telling you, our management are a bunch of frauds, and Bayern's gonna end up like that too. Yeah.
I've never seen him play. I have to look at him.
No, he is a baller. Oh yeah.
He's a baller.
Apparently, we're getting. It's so funny because we sell players and then we want them back. Apparently, we sold De Winter to Genoa.
Yeah.
And apparently.
I saw that. De Winter. I thought apparently you guys are wanting to bring him back.
Cambiasso wants.
Wait a minute. 4K is asking. What are you saying? You guys saying?
No, sorry.
You will not take those stones right now.
How old is he?
Yeah. Nah, honestly, no. But the reason why I don't trust a lot of the Premier League players coming to you for some reason it doesn't go well, bro.
Oh, I see.
I honestly, after seeing Kyle Walker, come to Milan and play pretty well, I wouldn't say I don't trust.
Well, I mean, it depends because it's Juventus. We just had Douglas Luiz come from the Premier.
John Stones is 30. John Stones is 30 years old. I don't want him.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quickly, guys. This guy's
bro. If we could get Sesko, I will renew Giuntoli for 30 years. If we can.
Oh, I'm not going to take Sesko at your club. Sesko.
No.
He says Yildiz, Sesko, and Cherki.
Him or Jokic would be.
Cherki, I like Cherki. After what he did against Man United, I like that. Yeah.
Sesko. You would take Sesko at your club?
I would take Sesko.
No, I wouldn't. I disagree. I disagree on that. I disagree, brother. No, I disagree. Bro, these guys live. No, they said that he's like another Vlahovic in Germany, though. That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Am I thinking of the wrong player?
No,
Sesko from Yeah, from
The
Leipzig.
Leipzig player.
Yeah, the one that scored two goals, one penalty and one crazy goal. Remember against Juve?
Oh
Which
no,
listen, are
yes.
you talking about?
Of
Are you
somebody.
talking about your Atalanta
I'm
players?
thinking of Gyökeres, I think.
Oh well, yeah, Jokic, yeah. That would be the dream. That would be the
That's a
dream,
complete
bro.
different. Yeah, I'd have to watch him play more.
Yeah, no. They say that he's like a Vlahovic 2.0, but in Germany, man. No way, no way. I can't.
No, we
No
don't
way.
need that. We don't need that.
Gundogan, no, he's too old.
Tino says you guys want cheap, talented players. I'll wait another 10 years.
No, we don't want cheap talents players.
No.
We have a solid foundation.
Yeah,
We just want players who, if we put the money up, they'll perform,
exactly.
Oh,
and we can get a few good years out of them.
Like we thought Douglas Luiz, because he performed at Aston Villa, would come to Juve and actually
he was
perform.
actually very linked, and also he was like highly linked to all the Premier League clubs. So he was
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say, is that we expect those guys that come in like a Coop Miners too, balling out at Atalanta for so many years, like scoring what 20 goals a season.
No, you see
20 goals a
Atalanta,
season.
right? Atalanta. I'm not gonna lie. Atalanta should be sued for embezzlement, man. for
Yep.
false
Dude,
advertising.
oh yeah, I this is why I don't like.
Oh, how many players have we seen leave that club? Right? They made these players look
It's
so world class,
Gasperini.
and then the moment the players walk out of the door, all of these players all look shit.
Yep.
And it's not just Coop Myers, bro.
It's Gasperini,
I
bro.
don't some of the players.
This is why I'm hesitant on Lookman. The Lookman links to Juve. This is why I'm very hesitant, bro.
I'm not hesitant.
No, I mean, listen, Nino. But listen, I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's
No,
a
no,
good,
no, no, no.
good player.
But that's going the wrong way.
After the Coop Miners, bro, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm not hesitant. I don't want him. Period.
You don't want him? He doesn't want Lookman.
I'm not hesitant.
Lookman.
I don't want to do any more deals with Atalanta ever. I don't want to deal with Fiorentina. I don't want to deal with any of those two teams. That's not nobody. Lookman and Lookman's 20. He's like 28, 29. We're looking
the
for
prime of his career, basically. He's prime.
yeah. So for 60 million, no.
16, 16, no. I mean, it's crazy because I heard 30 million. I mean, I guess Gio was right when he said that there's the Juventus task.
It's a tax. I swear. Milan could be selling a player for like $30 million. Juventus want them. Add 50 million to that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, Giuntoli will hang the phone up and say, all right, yeah, pay it. You could pay that. Yeah, pay it.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
And then they enable it.
But yeah, NJ is asking, he says, do you guys remember the 5 million misses of Vlahovic against Empoli in the Coppa Italia?
Screw you, NJ. Screw you. I don't want to remember that. But anyway.
Listen, I wish. I think we started it. I think it wasn't at the same week. I swear, because I was on your channel when. Remember, it was on your channel when I told you I was going to plan on doing the show.
Yeah.
And it was like, bro, oh my days. If we started the show then, bro, I swear. Just a meltdown.
Dude, I would have been. I'm telling you, I would have been melting while I was sitting. I'm telling you, because of that game. That game was so bad. That was probably one of our worst Juventus performances I've seen in a long time, especially against 17th, 18th place Empoli. Like, come on, they just got battered by Bologna not too long ago.
Bologna.
Come on, come on,
right.
man.
But yeah,
oh my gosh.
Chub is once again. He says, "Do you guys remember what Jagrova did versus Juventus in the UCL? By far the best attacker we faced this season. We should sign him for half of Conceição's price. I mean, Jagrova has been a player that I've been hearing a lot of good things about. To be fair, you guys have him?
If I don't have a problem with getting rid of Conceição if we have a plan of who we're going to bring in.
Yeah.
But if you have no plan, I don't see the point.
Exactly.
If you have nobody better, I don't see the point.
Like if we don't get Conceição and we get Segrova, I would love that. I think that would be a perfect replacement because he's the same type of player, if not maybe. And he's cheap and proved, and he already proved in the Champions League that he could do a good job. You know. I mean, look at the performance, and look at the performance that he did against Juve. That was outstanding from him and Jonathan David.
Oh yeah, you're right about this, Zir. I actually forgot. I missed out. I should have spoken to Jez, but Jez doesn't really talk too much about Dortmund. He's a Dortmund fan, but he doesn't talk about Dortmund that much, right? I should have probably had him on this just so that you guys could go at him. But I mean, he says Tony is saying Milan derby in semifinals. I mean, like I said, I don't really know a lot of Milan fans, but I do know Inter worldwide. So maybe, who knows? Maybe if I was doing the Inter Milan Barca show or something like that. But yeah, if I probably do that show, these guys will be in the chat absolutely trolling.
Oh, I'm gonna be trolling. Listen,
I
I'm
would
gonna be
be
trolling
frying.
Anthony, bro. Listen, bro, I'll be frying Anthony. I don't care if he got to the semifinal. By the way, he was coming after me after the game because I was doing the hate along with Liam and them. Oh, this fraud.
Why is he surprised you're doing a hit along?
Yeah, this fraud. I'm telling you, man. This guy,
Listen,
I'm telling you. But big up to Anthony as always, bro. Big up to him.
As an Italian football fan, that's the only team that I will publicly say that I'm not a fan of, because otherwise it's bad business.
Bring Antonio from my FTV. Yeah, I should. Oh yeah, I should do that.
He's a Milanista.
I should do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how to reach out to these guys. I'll definitely have to see if I can.
I have contact with him. I have contact, so
appreciate it, man.
I can do something.
We'll definitely talk to you for sure later
brother.
on. But you need a Milan. If you need a Milan, I'm right here. I mean, I thought you're a Barca fan, guy.
Bro, you're like a flipper now. NJ.
We don't do second teams over here. Listen, unless you are not here, like I guess Gio, because I know Gio, Nino, and Rino will all be Barcelona fans for a whole 90 minutes when we play them in the semifinals. Like we know we will be Barcelona United on that day.
Yep.
Like that's understandable.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, but still, man. Like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna see Gio wearing a Barca shirt that day, man. I'll be surprised if he does that. So at the end of the day, everything you don't do that. We don't like second teams and all. Listen, the only second team I have is my hometown club, which is Atlanta United, because I'm actually from Atlanta. So at the end of the day, that's why I support them, because I'm actually from here. But none of these second teams like in Europe and all that. No, I only have one team, bro. One team.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, I do want to quickly mention Barcelona, because we've talked a lot about Juventus right now. One thing I do want to talk to you guys was recently, a news has recently come out about De Jong. Now, De Jong's contract is actually about to run out next year, actually. This is going to be like, next season will be his last season on the contract, in his current contract, right? Now, we're actually in process of renewal, and apparently they're saying that they might need like De Jong's contract is not going to be an increase because of basically the way La Liga is dealing with all the problems. Like you already know, because I was talking about it last week with the salary caps and all this stuff. Now, obviously that has brought a snag to it, but personally for me, I don't think De Jong is going to leave. I think De Jong will sign, and also I think De Jong is at a place now where he feels like maybe he's finally like adapted. He's finally like gotten what he wanted at Barcelona, where he's finally found his place in the team, and I think that he's happy to stay. But obviously this has been something that a whole night last night has just been blowing up on Twitter when I was like going through the news, right? But I don't know what you guys think about like this whole like salary cap thing, man. It's a joke. I don't know if in Serie A this salary cap thing is a real thing over there. Is there like salary caps and stuff like that?
Yeah,
it's very strict in Italy.
It's really strict.
That's why we lost. That's why we lost 15 points 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
Because
wow.
we
wow, I didn't actually know this.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's strict in Italy, and that's why they're putting it. That's why, in my opinion, Italian teams are at a disadvantage in a lot of.
But that's the thing. All this. Like, I get salary caps. It helps a lot of teams, right? I understand it, but there are some salary caps that are too ridiculous. Because sometimes these guys they put salary caps so freaking low that it actually affects the teams from actually either buying players, renewing players, and basically having to sell players. It's an absolute joke when you think about it.
Basically, in Italy, it's like you have to balance your books. So whatever your salary in, it has to be close to your salary out. So you can't, and you can't just pump money in and not sell anybody and keep buying people. It just can't happen. And that's what happened to Juventus at that time.
Yep.
I mean,
and that's why we saw so many players.
And I mean, would you say that when this happened is when things started going south? This is why I feel like a lot of people talk about the Ronaldo move, saying that basically long-term ruined your club. Would you say that was the case? Because you guys went out and you spent all that money on Ronaldo, and let's be real, he would have been on ridiculous wages, right? Do you think that is the reason why it did affect you guys long term?
Was
Honestly?
that? I mean, with Ronaldo coming in, yes, I think in terms of what he brought into the Serie A again, right? The revenue and not just that, but the shirt sales for Juve, made Juve tons and tons of money. But also
Mhm.
at the same time, we lost, which sucked, but we lost one of our best directors with Pepe Marotta leaving.
Yeah,
That's
we talked
another
about
suck.
that.
That
But
was
that
an
was
also that
But,
was
that,
like
wa-
another
but
reason.
thing.
wasn't that linked to the fact that Ronaldo
Yeah.
arrived?
Oh yeah, no, that as well. But also, I have to also say, I mean, with going down to also the years, when COVID came around, that didn't help either. So when that happened, it's like the club lost so much money
Do you
that
remember what
it's
happened?
like crazy.
Remember that we had to do that deal together, just so that
Yeah.
we could get out of trouble.
Yep.
The Arthur and Pjanic deal.
Yeah, the worst
that
deal I've ever seen in my
that
life.
was like the worst deal ever for Juventus.
Oh,
Listen,
worst deal for either of us, because you guys, Pjanic was actually doing well for you guys, and Arthur
he
was doing well
he
for us.
was our core, Omar. He was the
That
core
is
of
my
that
point.
midfield.
He
was
was the
the
core of
core.
your midfield, just like Arthur was ours. And then somehow we gave you Arthur, who flopped at your club, and you guys brought us Pjanic, who flopped at our club.
Yeah, which
It's a
made no
joke.
sense, man.
We're
That's why I'm like,
good 4 years. Like, if you were
Yeah.
gonna do the thing with me is, if you were gonna do a deal like that, why didn't you just buy 2 players you didn't actually need?
there you go. There you go. Oh my gosh.
Like, like we know this was a deal that the both clubs like agreed to. So you could have just said, listen, we're not gonna sell our best players to you. So let me see, who do we have?
Yeah, who do we have at the time?
Who do we have? We had Vidal. We could have given you guys a big Vidal back.
Hey, I would have listen. I think at the time he would do well.
That's
better
what I'm saying.
than
Why?
right?
Because we remember Vidal left for Inter.
We were looking at like the youth, I think, at that point.
Yeah,
No,
at that
but,
point,
but
yeah.
because Vidal went to Inter, right? We could have given
Vidal
you
went to
Vidal, and you
Inter,
guys
yeah.
could have given us. I don't know, who did you guys have you didn't want at that time? I think Matuidi had left by that point, right?
Yeah, Tweety left in 2020 season, like right after we won our last Scudetto.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you guys had, but you could have just given us anyone, and we could have just made, or maybe you could have just given us a youngster, and
you
we
go.
could have just sent them out on loan or something like that. Or you could have just given us Dybala, because you
Yeah,
guys basically
any
ruined him.
Juventus player who went to Inter,
Yeah, you gotta go. You lost a
you're not
burger
in the
shirt.
you're not in the legend category anymore.
Quadrado. Who else?
Quadrado was also
Vidal.
there. Maybe we
Yeah.
could have bring in Quadrado. And
He's
played him
not a
out
legend
in right
anymore
back.
for that.
That fraud, yeah, bro.
Wait,
that
you
guy-
guys? Whoa, really? You guys don't? He's not a legend anymore. Damn. Whoa. Why you guys acting like
his
he's
shirt,
the
I
first-
think,
why
was
you guys
taken
acting
off
like
at the
he's the
museum.
first one? What's
No,
everyone sitting? What?
You go to Inter,
everyone-
you cross the line, bro. You go to Inter, you cross the line.
Whoa. He's not the first. Why is everyone acting like he's the first?
But no, but
How about Zlatan?
everybody.
Zlatan
If you're a
crossed the
real
line.
if you're a real
He had
Juventino,
to cross the line, didn't he? Like,
if you're a real
who?
Juventino, you'll
Wait,
do
who?
what Danilo did. Look at what Danilo did.
Yeah, Danilo did good. Yeah,
Juventus screwed him over, and he still said, "I'm not going to Napoli. I'm going back to Brazil."
yeah.
That's a
If he
Juventino.
would have, if he would have went
That's
to
a
Napoli
legend.
too, that would have been bad. That would have been bad.
That's a legend.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like
wow.
that's like I don't even know how to explain it. That's like I don't know, not Puyol, but who else on
So
Barcelona?
are you
was
talking
back
about
then?
Quadrado? Are you talking about Quadrado?
No, but I'm saying like somebody on Barcelona with a high
Yeah, that's
standard.
what I'm saying. So you're using Quadrado as the term, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who
Okay,
would you
so
say
that
is
like
who
okay,
would
so
you
that
say is
is
like-
like
Think
It's none
of it like Luis Figo. Think of it like Luis
no,
Figo.
it can't be like Luis Figo, because let's be real. Luis Figo was too loved. Like, he was really, it's like if I was to use, it's like you guys selling, I don't know, like a
Del Piero?
Dybala to Inter Milan. That's how it would have hurt.
Yeah, no,
You
I mean,
know what I'm
listen.
saying?
I mean,
Like, if
Dybala
I
was
would
actually
be
linked to
Figo-
Inter.
To use the figure point, I would say that's like Dybala leaving Juventus for Inter. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean-
Dybala's still in my heart. He didn't go to
Yeah,
Inter.
yeah. But
He's
that's my
fine at
point.
Rome.
Yeah.
But that's my point. That is why I'm saying it would have hurt even more to see
Yes.
Dybala go to Inter.
That's like
Because
Puyol
Dybala
going to
actually
like
loved Juventus fans.
But
You know
I'm
what I'm
not
saying?
gonna, even Quadrado though was also loved by a lot of Juventus
was.
fans.
Quadrado
He
is
was
loved.
very
Like,
loved.
don't get me twisted. That's what I'm trying to use. That's like, I don't know, maybe like a Jordi Alba leaving Barca to go to Real Madrid.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
something
something
like
like that.
Yeah.
Or, maybe, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So,
Like when
I get it,
Suarez, maybe if Suarez left
Yeah,
and went
like
to
yeah,
Madrid,
Suarez left
Yeah.
Barca to go to
that would be that level,
Barca is-
kind of.
yeah. I mean, listen, I get Juve and Inter are rivals, but crazy man. Like, you
Yeah,
guys
no,
hate
it's like
each other,
yeah, we
so-
really hate but like both fan bases like hate each other, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, Quadrado went to Inter. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Tevez when he was at your
One of
club?
the
Tevez
best
was there
signings
for-
we
the
ever
best.
had.
Thank
You
you
guys
so
thought
much,
he was there
AK.
for what, 1 season? I swear he was there for what? Was it 1 season or 2 seasons?
No,
I think it was
more than that.
three or four, right? Right, you know,
He
I
came
think
Because
in
he
and
left
started
in
killing.
2015 after the treble, after we beat you guys in the final, right? 'Cause he went to Portugal.
Yes.
Let me
After
look- let me
yeah,
Google it.
after yeah, I think it was 4 seasons because he came under Conte. He won with Conte, and after that he stayed with 1 season with Allegri. So that's four seasons.
So that was, I
He
think he
was-
left after City won the league, right?
Yeah, I
after
think
City
so.
won the league. He joined.
He joined Juve. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I will never forget the goal he scored. Who was that goal again? The one where you guys were in the blue jersey. Was that
2013 to 2015.
The blue
Yes,
jersey.
it was the way he literally went to the whole team. And
Yeah, and
literally
I know who you're talking about.
the whole team.
I know which. I forgot the team that we versed, but I know exactly.
Tevez
What
was Tevez was like, that's one of the few clubs where he actually went to, where he actually made that place his best football. crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a player!
Yeah.
What a player! It says Pillow played for all three, but Pillow is different. Pillow was
Yeah.
actually treated at AC Milan and then went to Juventus. He was pulled out of Juventus. What did you think of Benucci going to Milan? Did you guys ever forgive him for leaving you guys to go to Milan? Or do you
I mean,
guys
deep
did you
down-
guys
Me,
just
I
forgive him?
have mixed feelings about that one.
Deep down, it hurt.
Yeah, it did hurt. Yeah.
But
I mean,
Especially
yeah,
after-
he
especially-
returned, so did you guys-
And then he
did you
came
guys
back.
still love him?
No,
After
that
he-
season he scored a goal against us, right? You know, in our own stadium, he actually celebrated. That's why I didn't like that either. He celebrated, which I didn't
Oh, I
like
see.
that. Yeah, that's another
and
thing.
then they bought him back.
Yeah, then we got him back, which was crazy. But
That was the stupidest
Honestly,
deal ever, man.
it
He-
was dumb.
You know what's crazy? That deal, I would say that deal ruined his career.
Yeah, going
That
to
deal,
Milan.
because remember
Yeah.
when before Benucci went to AC Milan, he was actually considered one of the best defenders in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember, and at the time, I even remember teams like Chelsea trying to sign Benucci. Conte wanted Benucci at Chelsea, right?
Mhm.
There were a lot of teams who wanted, and he just went to Milan. And he went to Milan, and when the Milan deal didn't work, and he went back to Juventus, nobody really rated him at all after that. Let's be real. No one really rated him after he returned back in his second run, right? But yeah. But listen, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys smash the likes, man. I hope you come on, guys. Aren't you guys entertained, man? Make sure you guys smash the likes. I don't know how many likes we're on. Let me actually see how many likes we're on right now. We better have hit 20 likes by this point. If we didn't hit 20 likes, I'll be fuming, guys. I will be fuming. Let me actually check. We are on 17 likes. Are you actually serious, guys? 17. Really, guys? 17?
Come on, guys.
Like,
Come on.
bro, come on, guys. Like we've been here over an hour, 30 minutes, man. This has been
Let's
an
go.
amazing show, man. So make sure you guys smash the likes. But yeah, we'll be closing out. Obviously, we didn't even mention this, but yeah, you guys did win this past weekend against Lecce, right? You were talking about a big win, but unfortunately, you guys don't deal with big wins, do you?
Nope.
So yeah, I mean 2-1, Vlahovic with 2 assists. You know, put some respect on his name. This another goal by him. What did you guys think of the performance? Very quickly.
I honestly thought that in the first half, I think we did well. Scoring, of course, those 2 goals, I think were a sign of progression in terms of the team, in terms of what Tudor is trying to implement into this team. And also, I think the mentality as well. What I didn't like is that towards the last minutes of the game, we started to drop off. And after that, we started to really lose our heads in the back. And that's what I didn't like. And Tudor even said it in his press conference that he didn't like that at all. And the locker room had it, with Tudor. But this is exactly why I like Tudor, because he's a very demanding coach. This is why there's a lot of links about Conte's deal to Juventus already being done, by the way. So,
wow.
Yeah. And
You
the
mean done like he's
thing,
coming? Or?
like he's coming. That's what
I've
they're
heard
saying
the
now.
opposite. Actually, I've heard he's staying in Napoli.
No. They're saying that he's supposedly coming. This is also from the Juve cast. A lot of Beppe as well. There's a lot of these other big Juventus guys that I know that they've been saying it as well. That Conte is like already done, but
Jeez.
the management is still. The management is still like, what are we doing? If Tudor does well, should we stick with Tudor or should we not? Because right now the fan base is like, split up.
I think Tudor is is doing okay, but I don't think he's done well enough to really, be like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because we haven't, I think, given him as much time,
Yeah.
which I think, we're going to give him until the end of the season. Of course, we're going to give him until the
I
Club
guess
World Cup.
this is in October.
Yeah. But I think that if we could see progression in Tudor's play, he will stay. But if we don't see, and also not just that, but, if you really think about it, look, he's already preparing the back three basically for Conte. Because Conte plays in a 3-5-2. We're basically preparing the team for when Conte comes in. Not just that, but Conte is also that demanding coach as well. So that's why I also think that Elkan went with Tudor in the first place. Because not just, he's just a Juventus legend, right? That he played with Juventus, but, you could see that he's actually has a record of coming into teams and implementing his style very quickly. So, like I said, the next couple games is going to really, I think, measure if Tudor will stay at Juventus or not. But overall, I think we got the win. The 3 points is what mattered. We're in the top 4 currently. We're only 2 points behind Atalanta for third. I think it's okay at the moment. It's okay if we could get third place with Tudor. I think that would be a massive in terms of the shift for him to stay. If we could get third, in my opinion, if we get third for sure.
Got you. What are you saying? About the game against Lecce?
I wasn't mad at it, I'll say. I think the first half was amazing. We pressed. That's some of the best football I've seen Juventus play in years. But the team is tired. And you could tell that under Mota, it wasn't as intense as it is under Tudor, because you're looking at Yildiz in the 70th minute. He's gassed. He needs to come out. There's players who they can't handle the 90 minutes of a full press and a full game with all that pressure. They can't handle that yet. And that's because of the conditioning and everything like that we didn't see with Mota. So I think we played a very solid game. But then again, it's against Lecce. You got as much as you don't want to discredit the team. I'm not discrediting Lecce because they scored. They played well for being a lower tier table team. But you have to look at who you're playing. You know what I mean? We saw a different game against Roma. Juventus for the first 30 minutes against Roma, Juventus played. I was like, holy crap! If we play like this, we're going to win this game. But then the second half completely switched.
We turned off.
It was more even. We turned off. And when you have a team of Roma's caliber, they can take advantage of that more than Lecce can.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the real test for Tudor is going to be Lazio. Lazio's, I think, one of the underdogs in the league, and they play really good football.
Bologna too.
Well, Bologna's not even. They're not even an underdog anymore. They're a dog.
Well, I mean, listen. With Bologna, I mean, listen. I mean, if you think about it, Bologna. Listen, I say that they are underrated. They haven't really done something like win a title or anything like that. Not. I mean, they could. Don't get me wrong. They could. They have a potential. They have a great sporting director, which we're missing at the moment. They have a great coach. They have a great coach that has already experience. In winning, not winning, but also like getting to at least finals. Especially in Europe. Right. So I think that's also good for them. But I think also in terms of Juve, I think we could still edge it against Bologna, but it will be tough. That's why I even said for when Bologna will verse Inter, that's going to be like maybe the collapse of Inter mentally, because now they got Thuram out. By the way.
I think I saw that this morning on Instagram.
I sent that to the chat because I was like, oh, this could be huge.
Bro, I mean, listen, man, I don't pray for nobody's injuries, but if he's injured, bro,
that's huge.
Hopefully he can, let's see if he will miss the game. I mean, if he misses both of the games against Barca, that's going to be good news for us. Because I don't care, man. I'm shameless. I don't want this guy to play.
In all honesty, though, Thuram has not been playing like the Thuram we know.
Yeah.
So it depends. Whoever they start on the other side, it might be more worth it for Thuram to start in that position because he's not really in form. If they put like somebody like our how do you pronounce his name? Arantovic. If they put him up there, he's in form right now. He's scoring in almost every game in the league because they play him. They play him over Thuram because they're saving Thuram for the Champions League. You know what I mean? So it depends on who we see play against. They play Bologna this week.
Yeah, I think
It
they do.
depends on
They do.
that'll tell me, that'll make me more comfortable or less comfortable with Barcelona.
Yeah, like I said, Bologna will be the big test because actually through history, whenever there's actually a close title race, this happened actually this is when actually I think they went to the final. They lost to Milan in that title race because they lost to Bologna. The goalkeeper made an error, and Bologna actually beat Inter 2-3-1, which was crazy. No. Somebody else.
Yo, that might be one of the biggest robberies in football history. I swear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, $50
Hey,
million.
listen, man,
too.
we'll talk about that another time. But I do
Oh
actually
my
want to
God.
talk about it. We got weekend this weekend. This is actually a derby, if I'm not mistaken. Parma versus Juventus. You guys play away to Parma, and
Yep.
Parma are 16th in the table. What are you guys saying? I'll start with you. What are you saying about the game?
It's gonna be a tough game.
Tough game.
Just because Parma, there's a different kind of grit when you're fighting for relegation. So I think that if Juventus comes in underestimating it, then they will be sorry that they did that. But if we come in full force, I don't think we will have a problem.
I got you. What are you saying, Gio?
No, I mean Parma will be definitely tough. I mean they beat Milan this season as well, even though they've been terrible. But you never,
They tied
Milan
Inter.
yeah. They also tied Inter exactly. They also, I think, they did put up a fight against Napoli. I'm not sure if they tied
I
or
forget.
somewhat, but they've been doing it actually quite well against the big teams. So especially at home in their own state, it will be a tough match. Of course, tactically Juventus and on paper we are better, but it will be tough. Don't get me wrong, it will be tough, and it's going to be a close game in my opinion. I think it's going to be at least like around possibly Juve getting like a 2-1 win, maybe. That's what I'm going to go with now, because if we just if we won like that against Lecce, then unless something dramatically changes, right? That all of a sudden we start scoring out of nowhere, crazy. That also all of a sudden like Tudor has done his work, his magic, right?
Right.
But but I think this is going to be a tough and tight game for Juve, and this will honestly determine for us if we're actually going to really get that top four. This is really one of the games to really implement, I think, that, because in my opinion, we have to win our next 3 games. We have to win our next 3 games. If we want to qualify for Champions League, the 3 teams that we have to verse next, those have to be wins. No excuses.
All right. Nino, what are you saying scoreline? Very quickly.
Ooh. I'm saying 3-1 Juventus.
3-1 to Parma.
I think the boys. I think the boys come in with a chip.
Okay,
I think they come in because now also that you have to think about it. We also have injuries, so there's a new lineup. We're starting most likely. Conceição is probably going to either be starting or the first person to come on. Kolomuani's coming in, so we're going to have players who it's either going to be 3-1 or we're losing. It's simple as that.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we'll see. But listen, man, big up to every single one of you guys who's watching, man. We've been on here for we're almost going to be here 2 hours. Big up to every single one of you guys watching. Big up to my guy, Nino, Dr. XP Football. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Go subscribe to Gio. Go subscribe to Juve Cornercast. These guys will be here. Are you playing on Saturday or on Sunday? I'm tripping. Let me check.
Monday.
All right.
Monday. Yeah.
Monday. All right. So Monday, you guys doing a watch along on Monday?
I might actually do the watch along. Yeah, let's see. I want to see if I can do a watch along for Monday. Yeah.
Yeah,
I might not.
Either they're gonna do a match watch along or they're gonna do a match reaction live, guys.
Yes.
So make sure that you guys subscribe to Juve Cornercast. You will see all these guys there to make sure to do the Juventus podcast where they'll be reacting to the game, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to their channels, guys. And big up to every single one of you guys who's been here. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This stream will be redirecting you guys to Zero Talk, guys. They're doing the WWE SmackDown, guys. I'm actually going to be watching the SmackDown. I don't know if I'm going to be live with them, but I'll definitely be watching the SmackDown tonight, man. But big up to every single one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Big up to all my fellow panelists. And like I always say whenever we end the streams, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. Take care.